All right, Reggie, James. Before we get into a couple of questions, is there anything that you guys would want to speak on or address before we get started?
Well, I know. First, I just want to welcome James back. I know you had your birthday weekend
Oh man,
and
blast.
been doing some things. So I know all you haters out there saying James got tired of Reggie bullshit and then gave up on Reggie already. But tell y'all, me and James, it ain't too much to come between us.
Yeah, I was sick as hell, and after that, my birthday came up. So getting all that together, I got some good rest,
Yeah,
and then my grandson got sick as hell, so I couldn't catch a break.
yeah. So
So
that's all that's been, y'all. So still bombing podcast. Keep supporting it, y'all. Y'all been doing a good job. Subscribing to it. And so we almost ready. We're almost ready, and so we can be doing those weekly where me and James is talking shit straight. And
and I got a lot of shit to say, but I'm gonna save it.
all right, so and, we need to touch on some topics too. On Steel Bombing, we're gonna talk about all these cops getting arrested, the bad cop shootings, and
Oh my
we
God.
got a whole bunch of good stuff to talk about. And so, Phil Jackson making crazy statements. All this people and this racism coming out, boy. Tell you, boy, it's crazy. But yeah, go ahead.
I want to give a shout out to my ex daughter. I call her my daughter. In Vegas, her boyfriend was just killed Wednesday. Um, she going through it, so I want everybody to pray for her, pray for his family, and that's it.
Was it gang related or?
No, actually, from what I'm hearing, it was his cousin
Oh,
that shot him
yeah.
over, whatever they was going through. He was a big guy,
Okay.
and all I know is when I met him, he told me he wanted to marry my daughter. He loved her, and that was the last time I seen him. And he was supposed to come for my birthday, but he had to work. And I got the call Wednesday evening that he was shot in the back, and blew my mind.
Damn. Well, James, boy, you always got dealt. Tragic, huh?
It ain't running from me, I tell you that much, but I'm cool with it. Even if it come to me, I'm cool with it.
No. Well, you got somebody to raise
I realize we all gonna die one day.
one day. Yeah.
It all depends if we rush it, we make it happen, or we just let it come natural.
Yep. Well, yeah. No major updates about Gangster Chronicles, so we ain't gonna belittle over it or talk about it other than they'll be getting served sometimes real soon. That's all we're gonna say.
I'm gonna say this about that.
Okay.
A lot of people is getting at me, asking me what's up with old boy, with Norm. I'm gonna say his name, with Norm, and like the majority of people I talk to, I let them know how I feel about that dude at this point. I let everybody know. I'm not tripping off of Gangster Chronicles, nor trying to do nothing to Norm still. I'm strictly trying to do it by the book, by the paperwork.
Yep.
Come on, man, let's do it this way. I'm not looking for that dude. I'm not after that dude. Now, if that motherfucker win, not for real, but I'm straight.
Yeah.
I'm straight, man. That don't define me. I'm not worried about that cat. So everybody that's wondering, that was just a part of whatever. You know what I'm saying? I done moved on. I ain't bitter by it. I'm good. Now what he doing, I called you about it, about this 200 episodes. Motherfucker, them episodes ain't, nigga, you, okay.
he wasn't part of even half of them.
I mean, but 200 episodes, he making it seem like he did that.
Yeah.
Nigga, that ain't true.
Yeah.
Like give a nigga his credit. I'm not gonna discredit you out here. I ain't gonna put you out there all fucked up. But stop playing with me, homeboy. Stop playing with me. You be getting to me sometime. Stop playing with me, my nigga.
Yep. You know what? Speaking of that, I wasn't gonna bring this up. I know we done talk Danny every day, at least 4 or 5 times. I've been lightweight mad at you.
For what?
Well, you know how I get mad when I hear shit. So I want to straight out ask you. You know the dude that like the. Well, you know what I said. I won't stop disrespecting him. I'm just gonna, you know, I done said my piece.
Disrespecting who?
The guy I'm about to mention.
Can't mention the motherfucker.
Okay. I said I won't stop disrespecting him. I'm gonna let it be. Let the record stay in. You know, stand where we at. Yeah, no more addressing him until he says something else. But our boy Bunny Hunter, BJ, he go and put on one of his streams that I was calling from prison, begging you for money, and acting like I was scared while I was
Scared of what?
While I was in prison. And he was sitting right there, and I was calling on the phone, and he was sitting right there with y'all while y'all was taping on Gangster Chronicles. And I said, even on the show, shout out BJ. Well, number one, I know if I said shout out BJ or what up BJ, that's just me being nice. Cause I didn't know the nigga as BJ. I knew the nigga as Nino Cappuccino. And the only time I knew him as that was from, you know, when he did that little stink with Suge where he was trying to be an actor. But I just had to ask you.
Well,
because I know you told Norm to cut me off, so I know you did, you know.
Cutting you off and telling this person, and that person that you starving is something totally different than me saying when I was in my feelings, mad as fuck at you, don't give him nothing else. If that's how you feel about me, fuck it. Yeah. That's what that was. Yeah. Now, sitting having a conversation, me and Reggie only talked maybe what, twice when you was in jail? Yeah. So how do I say you was scared?
Yeah. I know that.
I don't know nothing about what you got going on in prison.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. You
I
never
was calling complaining and whining to you about
it. No, I'm just breaking them down. Okay. Now you calling complaining about money. Money didn't have nothing to do with it. What those 2 times you got money and then we got mad at each other, that was the end of that. How do I know you starving in prison when you got a mama, daddy, a wife, and everybody else?
Yes. And I had a YouTube family that was looking out. John, B-Dash Lee, D Block.
Okay, now
a whole bunch of niggas was looking out.
You getting your what you call them? Yeah. And come on, man. Red, sometimes you just gotta stop.
Oh, I just said I gotta ask you.
Okay, and you can ask me anything, and I'm gonna repeat myself, and I'm gonna say what the fuck I gotta say. I don't bite my tongue for nobody.
Yeah,
you already know that.
Yeah.
So,
no,
I did not say you starving. No, I did not say you are scared in the penitentiary. These things I do not know.
Yeah. So y'all, that's his story on to Mr. BJ making up stories again. Don't know why this brother seems to want to keep making up stories.
You said it many times. If I cap at somebody, it's only right for them to come back at me.
Oh yeah.
However y'all feel about each other.
But don't lie. If I get caught in a lie.
Half of the lies on social media is motherfucking.
But I don't lie on
stories
niggas.
Are told is lies.
I don't lie on niggas.
That I'm not talking about you. You done said some shit before.
That was a lie?
Yeah.
What?
I ain't gonna. That's a long goddamn
I want to know the lie.
No.
I want to know the lie. Tell me the lie.
No.
Tell me the lie. It might have been a mistake, but it wasn't no outright lie.
Okay, it could have been a mistake.
Well, then tell me.
No.
Because you can't think of it. You just like these motherfuckers in the comment sections that always, every time, Reggie's a lie, Reggie's a lie. Call me on one. I'll give you money. I'll send you a t-shirt. I'll send you whatever I want. If you call me on an outright lie.
See,
I make mistakes.
I don't want to say it because it's kind of like personal shit, like between us, like what was happening with Bountry and all of them. So I don't want to. It's not for everybody. I'll tell you after the show. We have all said some shit that was out of line.
But wait a minute,
or
was
should
it
have
a
been said.
mistake or was it a lie?
It could have been either or. I don't know how to do the two.
Okay.
I don't know the two. If
You could be mistaken about something.
if it's inaccurate to me,
Yeah.
then that's a goddamn lie. That's wrong. Just like how you take it with what he said. Now I done had a whole lot of conversations with BJ. And with people calling me about what BJ said, how you feel about what BJ said? To me, I've learned anybody that speak on this fucking internet or social media shit, that's them.
Okay.
Let that be their truth. Let that be. I mean, I don't give a fuck how they poke their chests out. I don't care. So you gotta start learning, like, fuck sucking into some of that shit, man.
No, you gotta. When somebody say something about you, you gotta just say what or explain it.
Well, you could have called me and said that. Don't wait for no motherfucking show to come, and then me and you arguing on. You ain't tired of arguing with me on motherfucking camera. Like real shit.
No, I just
Call
thought
me.
about it when we started talking about it.
Yeah. So, no, man. I don't. Man, I can say some bad shit and talk bad when I'm mad at Reggie, and I don't give a fuck. And I done told everybody I fuck with. I could be mad as fuck at this dude, but it ain't gonna last long.
Yeah.
My history with him is nothing like everybody else's.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
It's family. To me, it's family.
It is.
So everybody can suck my dick with that shit. I don't care about none of that.
Well, that ain't where we're going today.
No, I'm just saying, you're getting me mad now. Sure.
Oh my God, these niggas hate being called. Ask a question.
No, I'm cool with that. I'm just saying how you react to certain things. Look, the FG situation, I stopped reacting to that shit.
Yeah.
I stopped feeling a certain kind of way. What's that fucking nigga? Norm. His shit, Gangster Chronicles shit. I don't react to it because everybody is looking for a reaction, bro.
Yeah.
And if I give everybody a reaction, the only thing I'm gonna get is jail time or I told you so.
Yeah.
I'm here to prove everybody wrong. Fuck, I told you so. This me. Man, you really gotta do something to me for me to feel that I need to. That I need to go there.
Yeah.
And other than that, come on, man, don't bite into that bullshit. What we talking about next?
All right.
Okay. Reggie, you had mentioned a while ago that, when you said the stuff about Corrupt, that he wasn't the only one at death row that was with underage people at the time. Could you elaborate on that? Because people do ask in the comments quite a bit what you were referring to when you said that.
Damn, I wish you would have asked that question while I was by myself. And I know James don't like being a part of shit like this. But, quite frankly, I said what I said. I mean, I said niggas didn't catch it. The only ones that I know of that didn't is how I ended it was Tupac. If we don't believe what, but she insinuated that she was 17. The young lady that, what's her name? The girl that Desiree. Yeah, Desiree. She insinuated that she was underage. Well, that's what I'm saying.
What was that question there?
Don't remember hearing about Dr. Dre with any. Other than that, all the motherfuckers is what I said.
What was the question? What did he ask you?
He asked, I'll let John ask it again. Go ahead.
Now, Reggie had just mentioned the story where Corrupt got in trouble for being with the underage girl, and Reggie ended up saying later that Corrupt wasn't the only one at death row that was with underage girls.
Yeah, y'all gotta remember, in the 90s, and the guys were themselves no older than 25, 25 to 28.
You know what I say on that? Let's not pick and choose.
Okay.
in the music industry who's a pedophile or who fuck with young women, who take young women on the road. The majority of all these people, these guys is doing that shit or done that shit. It ain't no, you can't just point out no corrupt. You can't point out R. Kelly. You can't point out Michael Jackson.
That was my point. That was my point.
Okay, so when you look at the industry as a whole, the majority of all them dirty dick cats is doing that shit. So don't just point out somebody and sacrifice them. That's what the music business is about. When we was doing Budweiser Superfest Reds, I don't know if they was underage or not, but niggas was passing out fake this, fake that, and squeezing and sucking on titties the whole nine. Those women, and some of them looked it like they were grown-ass women. And that's what they was doing. They were groupies, and they was coming, and Suge had females. All of those guys had females. You'll be surprised what goes on behind stage.
Yeah.
So you can't just point out 1, 2 motherfuckers and everybody doing it.
I agree. That was my point. And it's been in the industry, y'all.
Yeah.
Ooh, don't y'all find that strange? Another one people that spoke out on Puffy is all of a sudden having a strange reaction to their bodies.
Who was that?
Jamie Foxx. He been talking bad about Puffy and Puffy parties, and then now he got silenced. Woo, that was a strange one to me. I could tell you 3 or 4 other instances with people that came up dead or messed up when they spoke on Puffy.
Man, if he got it like that, he should have been done silence Gene like a motherfucker, because my boy, that man Gene going hard.
Gene the one me put it out.
Like they ain't bullshitting. And then you gotta look at it like, when he sit there and talk to you, I'm looking at his facial expression.
Make you think he telling the whole truth.
Man, like, he ain't bullshit. And Puffy, get that nigga some money, do something, buy him a house. Man, you gotta get Gene to stop. Because a lot of people is listening.
The good thing about Gene is we all know you're a motherfucking liar too, though. So we don't know what to believe. He's just like Keefy D. Some things you got credibility on, some things you don't. But it fucks up everything. It fucks up everything because we don't know what to believe and what not to believe.
Gene Dillon's a good cat to me.
No, he ain't. You're a snake.
I said to me.
Snake.
And I mean, he could be. He could be. And like I said, I'm real cool with Gene. Gene ain't never, what you call him? I ain't tripping.
You just met him on the fucking internet 2 years ago.
Okay.
Ain't never seen that man before in your life.
Since then, I mean, there's a whole lot of motherfuckers I met on the internet that I'm cool as fuck with.
But you can't really say if they good.
Am I trying to go have a drink with them? Hell, we bodyguard to Snoop now. But I ain't never sat back with Snoop and had a motherfucking drink with him. I don't sit back and kick it with niggas.
Okay.
So what's the difference?
So you talk to a motherfucker 5 times, maybe 10 times in your lifetime, and now you can verify.
And that give me a better understanding of who I'm dealing with or talking to him. Jane live in New York, I live in California. Yeah. And I never had a bad, but that one interview with us when I had to slow him down on talking bad about you, on how he was talking. That's it. But other than that, I've listened, I watch him on his channel, and the shit that he's saying about Puffy and the way he putting that shit out there, man, I swear to God, that's some dangerous shit. Niggas get killed for shit like that. And it made me think, what the fuck is Puffy thinking when he see this shit?
He don't care. Just like Snoop do me. Snoop don't give a fuck.
It has to bother him, but a lot of these cats is learning, like myself, don't entertain the bullshit. Don't entertain all this pussy, negative bullshit that these niggas is putting out here. And the reason why they putting it out there is a total different thing, man.
Okay.
This might be a touchy one, but can either of you speak on the rumor that Buntry at one time slapped Suge?
Yeah, I can. If Buntry would have slapped Suge, Buntry would have conversated about it. Buntry never told me that he slapped Suge. Buntry wasn't a violent one like that.
Exactly. It's so cool.
Buntry was like 100 kickback, drinking coffee, play chess, smoking weed, and now Buntry have been mad at Suge, and I've seen this at the house, and nigga, fuck that. I've been mad at Suge my goddamn self and went gang banging on him. So father's putting hands on him. No.
Yeah.
Alton would have said, I had to slap the shit out of Suge, or that would have been the end of their friendship, because one thing I do know about my brother, not my motherfucking cousin, I'm still hearing this shit. Buntry was my cousin. Buntry was my blood brother, dumbasses. So if Buntry hit you, friendship would have been over.
Yeah.
He'd have fucked with you, but it would have been over. You'd have been, now he's on a different level with you. So, and that degree really didn't change until Buntry started seeing certain things on how Suge was getting down, and some of the things I pointed out as well as others. So no, I never heard that.
And I agree. Echo everything James said. I just gonna put it out because I know y'all gonna already said. And James don't be on this internet like I do, and so I know Timmy Rule's the one that said it. I know FG has echoed it. And
I never heard Timmy say it.
Whack 100 has said it. All I got to say is their relationship wasn't like that. And if it had happened, my boy Tata has even said that Buntry told him, Lloyd Lake. So people have said it that they were told that by Buntry. I just know their relationship, and I know Buntry wouldn't have been as close to Suge still if something like that would have happened, because for Buntry to do that, he would have been all in.
That would have opened the doors for everybody else that wanted to slap the shit out of Suge. Why you think it was hard for me to like really get him in front of people? I didn't say what I had to say. I tried my best to belittle him, to let him know, nigga, I'm the big homie.
Yeah.
But beating him up or trying to touch him, no. And Suge was a big motherfucker, so you had to sit back and think like, okay, I'm gonna have to fuck this nigga up this way and fuck this nigga up that way. But if Buntry told that to people, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
If Timmy said it, I don't know. He never told that to me. I never heard that in none of my days of living.
And I never heard it from Suge either.
No, so I don't know.
So, and I know he wouldn't have went out all out. Even if people say, well, it was a week or two before Buntry got killed, or that's why Buntry got killed and all of that. Okay, you conspirators, whatever. But trust me, Suge was hurt when that happened to Buntry, and people think people think that Suge had the money that he had back then. I know the extra miles he had to go through for whatever he gave Buntry moms or the family to help out with the services, whatever, if any. And I don't know, I heard numbers. I'm just saying I know he went through extraordinary.
What numbers he which go?
Well, I know he got $50,000.
How much?
I know he got $50,000 from Johnny Cochran.
He ain't get it to my mom.
I didn't say that.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go on it then.
But I'm sure I'm sure he had to give at least 20 or 30 to her to help with the service.
You gave her 30 G's?
No, I didn't.
I'm gonna go wake my mom up and start just. Get your ass up. Wait a minute.
No, I didn't. I wasn't around like that then.
Okay.
So, but I have talked to people that was working with Suge that said that he did things that out of that 50,000, that was about 30,000.
Okay. One of my reasons for really having a chip on my shoulder with Suge was that he gave Mom's partial of the burial.
Partial?
Which he said he was gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
And then he said, don't worry about the headstone, don't worry about none of that. The plaque, because Alton's in the wall.
Yeah.
Don't worry about none of that, Moms. I got that and I got Lil Alton.
Yeah.
We went to visit Alton on Father's Day and it wasn't there. This was a year, 2 years after. It wasn't there. And it was like, what the fuck, why is Alton thing ain't on there? So I told Moms it wasn't there, so everybody was saying, okay, let's get together, let's get our money together and put Alton's thing up there. So right after that, Lil Alton lost his truck, which Suge was supposed to have been paying for the truck. Suge basically told Lil Alton, fuck you.
Yeah.
I ain't paying for that. I don't know what happened. So when he did that,
Because somebody called me from your, I helped Lil Alton out a couple of times on that payment.
no, what happened was, like I said, my family had to get together. They had to pay the truck in full to get it back.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And they
right.
paid it off, and he got his truck back.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, Suge, but like, you just lied to my moms like that.
Yeah.
And in her time of grievance.
Yeah.
So you pretty much looking at her like, man, fuck this. I ain't giving her shit for Buntry.
In fairness to Suge,
This how I
he
feel.
was faking the phone back then.
Okay, but be honest with it.
Yeah.
Mom, it look good, but I ain't got it.
Yeah.
Be honest with her. Fuck me. You don't owe me shit. You don't owe Timmy shit. You don't owe my sister no shit.
Yeah.
So I had a very big problem dealing with that. And then trying to get at Suge to talk to him, Suge kept brushing me and brushing me, so I took offense to it. You ignoring me now, motherfucker. So I just got more angry and angry and angry. And then the story came out that Timmy was next or something. And that's when me and the homeboy went up to death row so I can holler at this nigga, let me catch this nigga, and bam. So talking to him, and I turned around and turned back. He was in the car driving out the motherfucking gate.
Yeah. Well, you know, he never like face-to-face conversations with you.
But you got to deal with it like that. So a lot of my issues, and the only reason why I was mad at Suge is because of the way he did my mom's on that situation, the way he did Lil Alton. You know, and I say I want to hold that shit. I never got a chance to talk to Suge personally.
You always said you're gonna write him.
Yeah, and I want to talk to him. I started, actually, last week I started writing a letter.
Okay.
But I ain't never wrote a nigga a letter in jail, but you. I sent you a card for Christmas, and I was pissed off because I never got a response. But anyway, people start telling me that, and that was most of my problems, what people were telling me about Suge Knight and how shit was. And when my mom started reaching out to him and he would never get back, oh yeah, I gotta talk to this nigga.
Okay.
So that's partial of why I hated Suge so much. How he did my mom's, how he stepped on my nephew. And, you know, and I'm still learning this shit today, Reg. People you fuck with, if they not genuine, the outcome is gonna be just what it is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that goes to Norm Steele and all the other people that I fuck with in my life. You know, oh, I got you. Oh man, no. So with Suge, man, Suge started doing and saying a lot of shit that didn't make sense. And then when I realized a lot of people was putting a lot of shit on it, that's when I kind of like bagged up. Let me take my foot off his neck. I was angry at that dude. I was so mad at him. And the first time I seen Suge is my girl's son in Vegas went to a party. It wound up to be Sharitha's daughter party in Vegas, and I took my son, dropped him off there.
I remember Sharitha told me that.
And I seen Sharitha, and I said,
she did tell me that.
She said, yeah, Suge. I said, tell Suge to come outside, Sharitha. He said, no, we're not gonna do it here. No, I ain't gonna do nothing to him. Just tell him to come.
She did tell me that.
And then I left just so it wouldn't be anything, because we know how Suge could talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not good with I don't give a fucks and all that shit. So it was what it was, man. But beating him up, nobody in the hood beat Suge up. Nobody, niggas have got aggressive with Suge. And let's just keep it 100. Rock was one of the main ones I know that I can sit here and honestly say had no filter and didn't play no games when it came to nigga fuck you.
Yeah. Yep. Shout out Todd Chisel.
Okay. Speaking of that, James, Reggie, you spoke on this in our last set of interviews, but I wanted to get James' reaction to Keefy D saying he witnessed a guy named Bruce Richardson beating up Buntry and Suge at a nightclub one night.
Once upon a time, Buntry and Suge got beat up by so many motherfucking people. You don't even see how they credible. You don't even see how they could be, or a Buntry can be a hog. They done been beat up so many times. And I hear it all the time. If Buntry ever came home beat up, wounded, or whatever, I knew. Timmy knew. My family knew. Buntry ain't never came home beat up or wore out. And I done heard about a whole bunch of out-of-state fights that I ain't heard. Niggas talking about they took off and beat the shit out of the homies. The only motherfuckers gonna understand this is the real niggas. The niggas that did time with the Buntrys, the Herons, the Rock Chisholms, the Neck Bones, the Jujus. If you niggas know them, then y'all know when you hear, oh, one nigga beat up Buntry and Suge. Suge got to fight for dear life fighting with Buntry because he can't run, he can't leave the scene of the crime. He got to fight. That makes Suge's a very dangerous dude. Buntry ain't no just beat me up. I ain't saying he can't win, I mean lose no fights. We all do. We all can get touched. Because there's somebody out there with better hands than you. They can say what the fuck they want. It's not a proven fact. Nigga, do you got a picture? Give me something. And if this dude come on there and say, yeah, I got down with both of them, he gonna keep it 100. I don't think I whooped their ass, but I stood my grounds. Now, I'm cool with that. I ain't gonna take nothing from now, nigga. Not to make it seem like Buntry was that nigga. But I know my brother. I knew, and everybody else out there that did time with him in prison. And the only fight I heard Buntry had a problem with is with this little B-dog in San Diego. And the little niggas had hands, and he gave Buntry a run for his money on some 100 shit. And Buntry came back and said, Mob, that was a rough one. The little nigga handled his business. And him and Buntry got drunk or did something after that. Actually, they was cool after that. And I just don't see it. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but we all lose.
Oh, yeah.
But come on, Reg. Buntry and the Neck Bone together ain't finna just lose a fight.
Yeah, it wasn't Buntry and Neck.
I know, Buntry and Suge.
Yeah.
It ain't finna happen.
Yeah. I mean,
it can happen, but
I mean, we wouldn't heard about it. That's all we saying.
Yeah.
And people, and And you know, I read the comments, and I know y'all didn't comprehend my point. I wasn't up there confirming or denying what the other people was reporting. All I was trying to point out to you guys is that Keefe's a motherfucking lying, making up shit because the location that it happened at, he was way off, and the time or what happened the day after. Because if that did happen, when KPD said it happened, and that was true, yeah, I believe what happened the next day would happen. But I was trying to explain to y'all the incident where we did have a problem with Bruce. It was a problem mainly with 6ix9ine, not Suge. And Buntry wasn't even there that particular night when the dude came up dead the next day. But Suge and Bruce were the problem solvers that particular night. That was too deep for a lot of y'all. I wasn't trying to debate and go back and forth whether it happened or not. I wasn't there, so I can't say it. All I can say on that part is, if that would have happened, I would have heard about it, and that nigga would have been dead 2 or 3 years prior.
I don't know why the fuck you say something like that.
That's the truth.
Okay.
Yeah. If that would have happened. I don't think it happened. I don't believe it. But I know when it did say it, and everybody in the world knows why that man came up dead that next day when that little scrimmage happened with us. That man's brother was arrested for that. That man's brother, somebody he knew had to let him in that gated community, in that gated house. And his brother was arrested for that.
Right.
That's why I feel comfortable speaking on it.
But like I said, man, I done heard a lot of people speak on, well, I heard Keeper D speak on that and said that this dude, and he might got hands, I don't know him, never heard of him. And he might be that dude.
All accounts I hear, he was a good dude.
Okay, so, you know, it ain't no one fighter in this motherfucker. Mike Tyson got his ass whooped all the time. So ain't now cat on this planet that haven't took a loss. If you out here on this social media shit and done won all your fights and you 53 or older, you a goddamn lie. If you 45 and you done won all your fights and you a fighter, you a goddamn lie. Knock it off.
I can raise my hand. Cause I ain't never really had no fair fights.
Well, I'm okay, all gang members, and I'm not talking about wearing a uniform, and I got a partner to fight with me. I'm talking about niggas that say they got these and square up and fight. Penitentiary, in the penitentiary fighting. You know, everybody done took an L. That don't, Buntry ain't excused from that, Timmy, me, nobody. Everybody done had their favorites. So all that bullshit, and if old boy did get him, he a bad motherfucker if he beat up both of them. Just like Dash beat up Reggie and Suge. He a bad motherfucker. I wouldn't fight him. I'm good.
Yeah, Dash.
No, I'm just saying, I didn't mean to bring that up.
Yeah,
but
he got mental issues. Dash got mental issues.
But I'm just saying, if the dude did whoop Bountry and Suge ass, Bountry gone, man.
The whole thing is, we would have heard about it. That's all we would say. We would have heard about it. That's all we up here saying. We would have heard about it. We never heard about it. Something like that, all of LA would have heard about it.
Right.
It would have been out.
Reggie, did you see the Suge interview where he says that Dr. Dre did not produce the Doggy Style album or songs like California Love?
Well, we all know he didn't do California Love because Laylaw did that. Laylaw and his partner. Rest in peace, Laylaw. And then I did see he made the arrangements with Roger Troutman and all of that. I know he was taking care of Roger Troutman, and he was the one that doing all the business with Roger Troutman. But the funk guy was Dre. Dre used to always having us go watching George Clinton and all of that. We done been House of Blues and many a times with Dre, watching George Clinton and all of them. So I know they were big on that type of music. Matter of fact, we went to Redondo Beach and watched Roger Troutman perform out there. Me, Suge, Tupac, a couple of the homies. I remember that night. But so California Love, Suge and that, man, y'all gonna get me in trouble. I'm going backwards with my relationship with this nigga. But I always tell y'all, that's why I keep saying Suge is not ready. That interviews and that stuff that he's doing with TMZ is showing me he's still not ready. Still not ready to do a documentary because he's gonna be clowning everybody. Every interview he does now from Jailhouse, he's clowning everybody.
Reggie, you've been around Suge a lot. Suge is just like a big old baby. If Suge can't have his way, then what? He lash out.
Yeah.
If shit don't go a certain way, Suge feel a certain way. So everybody know and should know how to deal with Suge Knight, man. So Suge has to be the center of attention. That's just him, point blank. Deal with that nigga on that level and get that. Stay away from him. He gonna come to you. I mean, Suge put emphasis on a lot of shit.
Yeah. Now let me say this to answer the question. Dre, and I always told y'all, Dre is a closer. You know that award that the NBA just came up with, the clutch shooter? That's for Dre, the last 5 minutes. So I do believe what Suge said. I know Hutch did a lot of the work that Dre took credit for. Code 187 from Bud Law Hutch on the Chronic. And so I know, and I believe Daz did do a lot of the groundwork and the basis, but I'm the one that believes Dre did the producing. It's the difference between a beat maker and a producer. Dre produced the hell out of all of that stuff. He put his touches and his finished mark and said, add this here, put this there, doing all of that. So who do you give the credit to? The beat maker or the producer?
Why everybody can't get credit? They all creatives.
Yeah, and you're right on that. But Dre had the name, and so that's how you push deals and stuff like that. So back in the day, or let's say now, would you want to go in with a DJ Yellow, DJ Khalid, or Dr. Dre, Puffy, or would you want to go in with the name of James McDonald, Reggie Wright as your producer to try to sell or get a deal on this?
Strategy is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So we have to have two sets of rules, meaning books. This is the real shit, and this is what we're gonna do to sell our product, right? Once we get there, the record is straight already here.
Yeah.
Everybody gets their points off of this, not just fucking Dre, because Dre has a name. Yeah. And then on top of that, Dre should keep it 100, and everybody should get what's due to them from putting in work on any album.
Yeah, and I think that's Suge's point now. It wasn't his point in 1993, 1994, because he allowed Dre to take credit and claiming, even though. So this is the game that I know where it's a little bit of bullshit in it, because Dr. Dre had a publishing deal with Sony. Daz Dillinger had a 50-50 publishing deal with Suge Knight. Okay, so y'all say, what that mean, Reggie? What the hell are you talking about? Me as an executive, if I know I got 50% of something or nothing, what I'm going to push and demand get credit. The stuff that has at least me making 50% off. I'm not going to push something that has 0% on it. Now I may go and try to shop the deal that way, but once I got that deal, oh, when we do these splits, it got to be done that way.
Don't
and
the
Suge didn't do
music,
that in 1993.
the music explains itself, right? If I hear a song, I don't, while I'm listening to that song, I don't hear Dr. Dre name being played in it or none of the other producers or samplers or whatever. I don't hear those names. I'm listening to the music. So base everything off the music. If you like the quality of this music, then you gonna fuck with us.
Not necessarily. Yeah, as far as hearing it and liking it, but radio, POPs, what they call position and placement, and all of that, they go, if they gotta promote or play something that's done by Reggie Wright versus Andre Young, Dr. Dre. Fuck you, Reggie Wright. We putting Andre Young out there.
I get
and
that.
we put that. And so that's how that go. But my point to saying that I think Suge is just so angry with Dre right now, he never had a publishing deal with Dr. Dre. He had a publishing deal with Das. If that was a factual back in 93, 94, he would have made sure that name Das / Suge Knight would have been on the back of those albums instead of it being Andre Young, Sony Records or Sony Publishing.
Mm-hmm. So Dre got away with one.
According to Suge today.
Mm-hmm.
If we believe everything that Suge is saying now. Me, frankly, I don't. I believe there was work done. And like you said, it should have been shared maybe 50-50 between Dre and Das. Or whatever. But I believe Dre did most of the finishing work back then.
The music shit is so fucked up and so upside down that the true players don't get their due diligence because the one that's sitting in the seat reaping all the benefits off of your work is getting paid. Yeah. And you ain't getting shit. So why not make it right for everybody? Give Das what he got coming to him because you know he deserved that. Give Whoop to Whoop his. Yeah. And Dre need to come clean. If I didn't do that, I didn't do that.
Yeah, they're not gonna do it. And they're not the only ones that did it. I done seen stuff where it say produced by Beyonce, co-produced by Beyonce, co-produced by so-and-so. And I know how those conversations go. Yeah, that's a nice song, nice album.
They're just using the name.
Or you ain't getting on my shit.
Or what y'all say.
You ain't getting on my shit unless I get 50% of the production with you.
Right.
And that's how it goes now. So I'm just trying to say, even if Dr. Dre did do that, he's not the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. In the Snoop interview that he did with Big Boy, he was quoted as saying that he loves Suge Knight and that Suge Knight changed his life forever. There's no denying that Suge Knight did change his life, but do you feel that he truly does love and appreciate Suge?
He goes in and out, in my opinion.
Who?
Snoop. But I think you could love somebody, and I got a lot of family members I love, but I don't fuck with them. I always tell y'all, I'd rather for you to like me than to love me. I'd rather be liked than loved.
Honestly, how the fuck can Snoop Dogg love Suge Knight? Let me explain something to you. Once you do certain things to certain people, you'll never cross that line on I love you or I got love for this nigga. It ain't even I got love. So much shit has happened in between them two that ain't nowhere in the world I can honestly say I love you. Ask Suge that question, do you love Snoop? Suge will be, hell no. Fuck that nigga. Snoop do not, I'm trying to tell you, keep it 100, Reggie.
Yeah.
And that's what's fucked up today. Niggas don't keep it 100.
But
Snoop
I'm saying
Dogg is a
love and
motherfucking lie. if he can honestly say, I love that nigga. No,
I
he
can love you
helped
and don't
you.
like you.
Huh?
I can love you but don't like you.
No.
It's
No.
a guy. I love everybody. I love my trolls. I love all y'all.
You got
I ain't gotta
love for
like you.
everybody. You got love for everybody, Reg. Come on. Goddamn, you ain't that young, man. You know what the difference between love is? I got love for you, my nigga, that nigga. Come on, man. There's a difference with all this shit. The question is, you think Snoop is genuine when he say, I love Suge? No. And Snoop got to keep it 100. No, I fuck with that nigga. I dealt with that nigga, but I know how that nigga is. He crafty. He did this to me. He did that to me. You can never love a motherfucker that did you. You can never cross that line. And they didn't have no time to get to revamp, all this other shit. No, man. Keep it 100. Now, he can say that because he know how other people think if he said, no, fuck Suge. No, man, just keep it 100. If it's fuck Suge, fuck Suge. Suge gonna tell you that. Come on, man, keep it 100. Hell no, Snoop don't
I can think of situations where I love somebody.
No, we talking about Suge and Snoop. You been around. You know what the fuck they went through.
Oh,
keep it 100.
I don't believe he cares for him. I don't believe he love or like him. No.
Thank you.
I don't believe he like him. I believe he may have love for him, but he don't want to fuck with him. That's what I definitely know he don't want to fuck with him.
Straight up, Snoop appreciate everything.
Yeah.
What Suge got him, and that was on, and that's good. But if you honestly sit back and let Snoop smoke about 3 pounds of weed, he'll start being 100 with you, and he'll tell you the love that I did have for that dude was ruined because of this, and that. Yeah. Snoop only saying that.
Do you love Suge? Or do you like Suge?
Me? I still have love for Suge regardless of what. Because of our friendship, because of what he did for me. And I can honestly say I do have love for Suge. Yes, I do.
Now I know somebody that I know you probably mad at, don't like right now.
Who?
Or didn't like because he died.
Who?
But I saw the last time we left here, you then had tears in your eyes.
Who?
And I know you can't like this person right now because he let something be out there about you that he could have cleared up.
Who you talking about, Joshan?
Joshan. When you left my house, the last interview, we had just heard that he passed away.
Right.
And you then had tears in your eyes. But you can't sit up here and tell me right now that you still have love for him because you know he let something be out there, right? An allegation like that he could have cleared up.
Now you're trying to find something.
Okay. Well, I'm just
let me explain it. It's
a
difference because it's a difference when you break bread with people.
Yeah.
Me and Joshan been around and knew each other for many, many years. Yeah. Many years. Not no 3, not no 4, not no 5. Many years.
Correct.
And I have like a personal relationship.
Correct.
I know what he been through.
Okay.
He know what I've been through. So it's totally different than meeting a motherfucker and then he show me it's like a norm still. You can't ask me if I got love or love this nigga.
Okay.
You can't ask me that because I'm going to tell you straight out. Hell motherfucking no.
If I would ask you that a year ago, would that have the same
I'd have told you, yeah, I got a lot of love for Norm.
Yeah.
Only because of where I thought.
Y'all relationship was at.
Where we was at. That I thought that he was being 100 and, you know, having a lot of conversations with this dude and he played the game.
Yeah.
And he kept it all the way until it was time for him, or when he thought he saw it's time to jump ship. I got what I want. Where I'm at. Fuck James. Yeah. Knowing a lot of shit about me.
The way he turned his...
Yeah. So, no, I don't got no love for that nigga. If I saw Norm, like I told Alex, if I see you, don't reach out your hand and try to touch me, motherfucker, or shake my hand, because we gonna get busy in this bitch. Yeah. I don't give a fuck how I go. Whoop my ass, but now you really gotta see me, because I'm old. Yeah. You shouldn't have beat me up. No, but for real, I mean, it's just, you know, everybody putting these emphasis on all this other bullshit. Keep it 100. These ain't nothing but street niggas. And Ain't nowhere in the world Snoop can look me in the eye and say, man, I love Suge, like 100. He ain't gonna even lie to you like that.
And unfortunately, we done all been to many funerals where we done seen stuff like that go down. Where people be over there having that guilt remorse and crying and take me with you. I want to jump in there, dinner, especially kids.
That's totally different though.
But I'm just saying. So I get what you're saying about the love and the fake love and all of that. I understand what you're saying on that. And so yeah.
It's just all bullshit if anybody believe that.
So we saw that interview. I can honestly, I know, and the reason why I give Snoop a hard time is because I know he was out there portraying to the public for a while how it was all good, bygones be bygones and all of that, and how they had this big meeting in a hotel room where he could have snapped his fingers and had this, that done, this to Suge, like he's a motherfucking John Gotti or somebody, when all he ever been was. Anyway, how was the guy that they used to bring to the parties and let him sing and all of that stuff with the mafias and stuff, and all the women and everybody loved him? In all the gangster movies, they always bring him in. One of the guys that's real popular in Vegas. Well, anyway, that's all he was. He wasn't one of the main godfathers. He was the showman. But in that scenario, he want to portray like he could have had all of this done to.
You don't find it ironic that after Suge went to jail, people were coming out the closet about beating Suge up, slapping Suge. This is what I could have did to Suge. So many people was coming out the closet that he's in jail.
I think it was before that, to be honest. I think it was the Greg the Barber shit that exposed it. The Greg the Barber and the other one. The Greg the Barber incident, then the thing that happened with Akon Bodyguard. I'll be honest, I started hearing it before then.
Well,
because then they saw he didn't have the crew that he used to have.
And that was the major difference, man. That you had guys that looked like the guys that, like Akon Bodyguard. Those guys are gone. You got the little homies, but you still got them around you, and you didn't use them to their full potential because the little homies you had with you were shooters. But Suge didn't want. That would have came back on him tenfold.
Yeah.
If that would have happened. Yeah. So he defeated the purpose by having the little homies with him instead of the muscle. Now, you ain't even getting it because your money is upside down, right, at this time. And you can't afford your muscle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you settling for the little homies. Like that.
Plus he got exposed. Y'all, the ex-muscle has exposed him. Instead, he lying to y'all. He lying to y'all. Right. Promising you shit that he ain't gonna do. Cause you, Trayvon, Nagbone, all that have been made all those promises. I still remember to this day when I was trying to give Suge props for giving them one of the last conversations I had with Trayvon Lane. He was like, Reggie, that was some bullshit. Because I was like, no, nigga, he gave y'all label. You a bunch of ghetto records. And he was like, yeah, okay. That's some bullshit. But what I'm saying all that to say, how everybody started figuring it out, that it was all cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sooner or later, just like all the norms and whoever, or all the other people, they gonna get figured out. Just like with Snoop. You're gonna have to run that lie so many times before you start believing it or tell the truth about it. Do you honestly believe, Reg, that Snoop Dogg genuinely loved Suge Knight? Honest.
Well, I know he don't. I think he has love. And we'll end it there because I know we've been going long on it. I think he has love. But I don't think he likes him.
I ain't mad at him. However he feel, you can love him, or have love for him. I don't believe it because I've been in the same situation. The more that you do to people, the more enemies you make. And the shit that was going on in Death Row, and Suge been there for him. His court trial, he made sure the homies was there. If anybody touch him, y'all make sure they got to go through y'all dead bodies to do it, and don't worry about nothing. All the shit after
Even
that.
though you only brought half the people that were supposed to be there.
I only brung a couple of motherfuckers that I knew was gonna get the job done, but got paid for 13. Yeah. But that was my way of getting my money out of Suge without going there. So I'm just saying, no, that trust, that love was gone a long time ago between them.
All right.
What do either of you guys think about all the news coverage that's coming out in regards to policing and police activity? It seems like every other day there's something new now.
Well, yeah, I saw recently the cop in Torrance, 2 cops in Torrance that got indicted, Torrance, California. The crazier one to me is the one with that lady that was a secretary or worked for the police department in the Northern California police agency that was shipping fentanyl across the state lines and stuff like that. Boy, I wonder how that's going to play out. But yeah, man, yeah. I noticed that Memphis incident has kind of been real quiet. You notice they kind of burying that. It's a bunch.
There's a whole lot of you just be sugarcoating this shit. These police out here is ridiculous. Didn't they pay raise go up to 100,000, 100K or something?
Different cities.
But just different, the crimes they're committing, they might as well be regular motherfuckers and they're getting slapped on the wrist, Reds. And it's fucking ridiculous. They beating up motherfuckers, they shooting motherfuckers. Goddamn, they ain't learned. At what point do you gotta get it? The silly shit that they doing. And I've said this for years. They regular motherfucking people, just like us. Everybody has a criminal mind. Everybody has thought of crossing the line, regardless of whether they was a cop, FBI, whatever fucking status you on. Everybody got that right here.
Yeah. The percentage of bad cops is very low.
Right.
It's very low, even though, all of the social media and news outlets that we currently have make it seem like it's high because they report it and we continue to see it in our face daily.
Well, they got good cops out there. You got good cops out there that shows that they're not prejudiced or whatsoever. We don't talk about the good cops because it don't sell on social media.
Yeah.
We should do something that shows that there are good cops out there.
Yeah.
But the bullshit that's out there now is fucking ridiculous. I was almost in tears the other day when I seen this little boy walk up to the door thinking he getting his little brother.
Oh yeah.
And shot him in the head twice.
Well, that's racism. That's white folks being scared of black folks. That's all it is.
You shoot a motherfucker in the head twice?
An old white man that's scared to death of black folks. It happens. It's there.
So you couldn't identify that was a kid?
He was black. And that's all there was. And, some people set in their ways. Hopefully, I know our younger generation is getting better because we are going to school, dating, and we interacting more. But that 85-year-old person in the South or wherever it happened, Kentucky, I think it was, or something like that. They hadn't interact. Now, but look at his grandson, who immediately jumped in front of him and said, "Hey, we understand him. This is how he's been. Still love him. He's my grandfather, but we don't agree with his way of thinking." And that's just because of
Where grandpa at now?
if he should be in jail if he didn't bail out. We do have rights to bail in this country, thank God. But unfortunately, that's where people are gonna get mad. The judicial system understands stuff like that, and they know that this is a man that has some type of dementia.
I don't give a fuck what he got.
So do you put him in prison? And
They put niggas in wheelchairs in prison. They put
dementia,
niggas that got diabetes in prison.
dementia disease, the mind, man. Y'all go talk to somebody on Skid Row. Y'all go talk to him, man. I'm telling you, when that mind goes, it's different.
Well,
it's different.
I'm gonna tell all you motherfuckers out there that I don't like. If I ever just thought and they diagnosed me with dementia, I'm coming at you motherfuckers.
Dementia is
If I can get a free kill, a whole lot of motherfuckers will be dead. If that's the case, whole lot of you motherfuckers. So
yeah.
y'all better hope I don't get dementia.
Yeah. I'm not justifying it. Don't get me
Bullshit,
wrong.
if you not.
I'm just saying I understand mental health. That's why every chance I get, I say, fuck who? Ronald Reagan. If he the one to close down all of these facilities that might have would have helped people back in the
Close
day.
that shit down so long ago, they can reopen that
Yeah,
shit.
but it's
They can-
affecting us now because our mental health is getting worse.
Hey, let me ask you this. I saw this too. How do you feel about Donald Trump right now?
I think he's a bigot. You know what? I always call him a bigot and a racist and all that. I think he plays that card. I honestly don't think he is one. I think he plays that card because he know he has a fan
But
base.
they're not portraying to be a racist right now.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't
If you
followed
vote for
him.
me, I will free Africa.
Free Africa.
Yeah.
Africa ain't no slaves.
Well, why would he say that?
I don't know. I mean, they got.
Now he made
You
some.
can't go into another country and
Reggie
tell
made
them.
some hell of a points though.
Oh man!
About
but he did do some things. I mean, he got credit for doing some things that Obama had put in place. You know, the First Step Act, CARE Act. That's why all these guys with laws that with all these long sentences that we thought would never. Shout out Tony Lewis, great interview you did over there on Vlad. People like that thought they had life sentences, now getting out with 30, 35 years.
Yeah.
And so I get that, even though the Democrat Party and Joe Biden and Donald Trump, Obama is the ones that put it in motion, and it got signed under Donald Trump's watch. And so that's why a lot of people give him credit for, which he did not sign. So I guess ultimately he do get credit.
So if they gave him a chance to run, would you?
Oh,
vote
hell
for him?
no. Just because he plays the racist card. I'm not a Republican. I don't think, I know too many of my people, and my dad used to get on me about this because I used to run around talking that Republican shit when I thought I had money and all of that. And doing good. Oh man, they want to tax everything. Man, fuck that. I'm a Republican. But that's it. Okay. How you call yourself a Republican? And they against helping people with this, helping people with that. Don't you know most of the people that you supposedly love depends on that type of, do you think they just lazy or you think that they can't do it? You have a auntie over there that's over there taking care of your cousin that's mentally retarded and handicapped. And they cut off all those aids and stuff like that where she wouldn't be able, she had to go to work. Your grandparents on this. you know, a lot of my people grew up in the housing projects and stuff like that. How can you support something that don't look out for their best interest, or want to do away with those type of government assistance?
So this white
There are a few people that's taking advantage of it.
Right.
I acknowledge that, but if it helps a percentage of people or majority of people, you want that cut out. And so it took stuff like that for me to say. So I'm just explaining why I believe in the Democratic Party.
Right.
But I have voted for a Republican president before, I think. I think I voted for one of those Bushes, to be honest. Yeah, when Gore, whoever beat Gore, I voted for the other person. So it would have been Bush Jr. Yes, I'm a Democrat, you know. But I wouldn't vote for Donald Trump because he's playing. Even though everybody, he did more for blacks than Obama did and all of that.
He just gangster. He just,
yeah.
You know, they say he don't lie. He's straightforward. He lies, and he's straightforward. He do lie, but I wouldn't. I'm good on.
I'll be honest. I don't like. But I know you and I had this discussion before. I don't like the fact of them going after a ex-president for tax evasion for $130,000. I have a problem with that.
I think they have a hidden agenda, and I think that they're using that to substitute whatever the fuck is really going on. Let's just get him for this. Now and they really don't want him to run for president again. Because
you know what? It might be a good thing because it might divide them up. Because you got conservative Republicans and then you got the radical Republicans. And that might split them up.
If he become president again, all hell's gonna break loose.
Oh, yeah.
And I tell niggas, be like myself, stay ready. You ain't gotta get ready. Fuck that.
Yeah. Well, I don't wish for that to happen at all. Don't want it to happen.
Boy, this world is coming to something a whole lot of us ain't ready for. So it's gonna come a time when, we killing each other, you're gonna have to turn that gun around and go out there and seek the other because it's coming.
Yeah. The only bad thing about we do have to find a president that's a Democratic.
That motherfucker ain't gonna make no difference in the hood.
That's a little younger, I think. We gotta find a strong person. Because,
why do all our presidents gotta be old? Why a young nigga can't run?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
You ain't ready to run?
Oh, no.
You don't need no military background, none of that shit.
I got a felon now, so they ain't letting me in.
Donald Trump is a motherfucking felon.
But he ain't gonna be able to run if you get convicted. That's the get down. That's the whole plan. That's the plan, like you said. But
yeah.
yeah.